Good afternoon, everybody. Biggs is back with another tutorial video. Today we're going to talk briefly, it'll be a short one, about whistles. I do have a server that is very welcome to new players, and as a result, one of the most common issues once they get that first flyer is accidentally falling off the bird when it's very high up in the air, and they go into a little bit of a panic to try and get it back. Now, the easiest and simplest solution to avoid this happening in the first place is one simple whistle. Follow Biggs around. Okay? Just make sure as well on that topic that if you like the video that you subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. If you want to play on our servers, there are some lists in the comments section to be able to join. So, I also should let you know I'm using Cheat God and Cheat Infinite stats in this case for demonstration purposes. Don't try this at home, kids. Alright, so let's say we're up quite high here and we accidentally jump off our bird. We'll notice that it's on follow. I've fallen to my untimely death. And that bird would be up in the air, but it's not. It's followed me right down to the ground. So all I would need to do now if I was dead is mark down the location where I died. It's usually an X right on your map. And head back to those coordinates, and that bird should be easily floating around the ground. Now that can be a bit of trouble in a dangerous area. You know, that can really be a problem when you're in a dangerous area and that bird's sitting on the ground, but in most cases, at least he will be down low. Now let's, for example, say that we didn't have it on follow, you know, we forgot, or the bird's already in the air when you're watching this video. So away we go, bird is not following. I'm down, I'm dead, I've come back to the location, I can see the bird, but he doesn't hear my whistle, he's too far away. Well, luckily science and art don't always mix. And even though I've never heard of a spyglass that can push sound, this spyglass will amplify the sound. And down he comes. So the spyglass is your friend. I was on Reddit last night and I saw someone say, hey, my bird's in the air, I can't get it back. And I literally saw an answer of build a thatch building all the way up to the bird. Please, kids, come on. How long is that going to take? You're better off to tame another bird and go get it. But the spyglass is a great way to go, and of course the best way. Have that bird following before we get in the air. Let's try a couple faster reaction buttons here. I go bastards. Good. Now, if you really have your whistles lined up, in my case, I'm running with the G700S, so I have my main whistles into my mouse. But let's say I fall off the bird. That I can get him to follow me. Open my chute. And carry more than one, guys. They sometimes break midair. So not only am I alive, but because I was fast with those whistles, I was able to get down on the ground safely. My bird's down on the ground safely, and I'm ready to get back in the game. So that's the basics of bird whistles, guys. Believe me, the parachute, the spyglass, and knowing your whistles are very important in this game for multiple reasons. A couple more we're going to see right now. Okay, so moving along to the next thing about whistles. These are my dinos specifically for egg farming. Okay, they're not to be used, and if I accidentally hit the J button, which I think by default is whistle follow all these dinos would be following me, and I would have a huge mess to clean up. The basic and easiest solution, which I do with all of them, behavior, change to ignore group whistles. This way, if I accidentally whistle follow all, it will not follow me. The dino will still follow a specific follow me. Okay, that's the whistle for just follow that one dino following me. I have to be looking at it. You see how it's not making everybody follow? If it was follow all, that whole crew would be following me, as well as all these dinos. And, you know, depending how many dinos you have, you're talking about a very big cleanup. And we just don't want to do that. I almost, now, of course, with an attacking dino, a dino I'm going to have out in the world, I do want it to heed or listen to group whistles, because passive and aggressive are key whistles that I use constantly, and I need them to listen when I want them switched to passive and aggressive. But I never use the whistle follow all. I never do. So that brings us to key bindings. I also never use the defecate button. I've never had to make myself poo. Here's the whistle follow me on J. Let's find the follow all. Did they remove it in their last update? I've changed a lot of my keys. Well, anyways, I guess maybe finally. All follow me. There we go. Sorry for that hiccup, guys. Maybe not enough coffee yet today. This J button is set to whistle all follow me. I literally never really required the all follow. As opposed to doing that, I would prefer just to individually whistle them like this. Okay. See how fat? Follow, don't follow, follow, don't follow. I don't want every dino following me in many cases. That being said, I want to get rid of that follow all key. So it's currently on the J button. I don't have a defecate button. If I move J over to defecate, my whistle follow me is unassigned, or my whistle all follow can be unassigned. You see all follow me is on J. We never want to use that. So let's get over into defecate, which I don't use, or whatever you don't use. Oh, I just messed that up a little. So yeah, so that takes care of removing. You see now it's unassigned. That'll get rid of that accidental problem, and that will avoid my non-group whistles dinos, which are, these are listening to group whistles. That will avoid them struggling through that. On that note, guys, it's a really good idea to know what keys do what. Okay, see, we didn't save it, so everything's there. Make sure you apply and save it. I'm just using it for demonstration purposes. But go ahead and switch off. Get rid of that key. Get rid of it. It's useless in most cases. Okay. However, there are some critically important whistles in here. For my critically important ones are whistle attack my target, whistle all passive, whistle you follow me, and whistle you stay put. Now in my case, I've bound those into my mouse. So with a quick flip, I can have them follow me. I can have them stay put. And more importantly, look, it says passive. Oh, why isn't it working, guys? Any ideas? I've got one. Let's take a look. As we can see, you can assign groups for whistles, and this is another common problem I've seen on Steam and Reddit. Hey, none of my dinos are listening to me. Why? I've activated group 10. For whatever reason, it's been an accident. Let's go ahead and clear that active group. Now, of course, that being said, you can assign dinos into groups, say for farming or attack dinos. Put 5 dinos in group 1, 7 dinos in group 2, and then they'll only listen. Not something I use, but if you're really like to stay organized and efficient, that could be helpful. So now that I've got it on no group, and I'm whistling to any dino that can hear me now. Okay. See how he's on passive? Now he's attacking my target. Now he's on passive. This is really important out in the field. If I'm out in the field, and especially with a bird or something pretty weak, it drops down and it's on attack my target, or aggressive, something like that, then he may just fly around and fight everything in sight. That's going to be really annoying. What I can do here, if I want to say, hey, get him away from that Giga he's fighting, he probably wouldn't last more than one bite anyways, but something a little weaker, I can whistle him on passive, and then have him follow me, and lure him away from the danger. In the opposite case, let's say I'm running on my Carnosaurus or another animal and I get knocked off by a raptor, I can quickly switch that to attack my target even as I'm dying, and that raptor might hopefully will get killed by my Carno. In the meantime, I can get into the fight and have a great time. Yeah, of course. Right? So that covers the key binding, the ignore group whistles, how to keep your bird going good and not lose it. As far as whistle goes, those are pretty much my main pointers. I believe without them I would have lost more dinos, would have spent more time looking for dinos, as well just would be having a generally more miserable time. So to recap really quickly, guys, make sure before you get on a bird, the bird is following you. Make sure you're very careful with the follow all, or just get it out of your key bindings. If you want to become a little bit more of an efficient player, take a really good look at those whistles. As mentioned, the main ones I use are whistle follow me, whistle don't follow me, whistle passive, whistle attack my target. With those 4, I generally don't need any other ones. And of course, capping up again, that spyglass is a way to do long range whistles. And if your birds or animals are ignoring you, you probably need to double check that group whistle section right here. If we want to talk to all the dinos, we need to be in no group. Hope this helps, guys. Have a great day. Biggs Around is always around, and feel free to like, subscribe, enjoy the video. Next up, you're probably going to be looking at another tutorial video. Please feel free to enjoy that. Thank you so much, and take care of yourselves.